See, it's actually working. Yay! Zach cleaned it up and got it working. Motor turned right on. It's got this thing here to move it forward and back. You go forward, then go up, backwards, up, forward. Works just fine. Even the churner works.
Another day. It was a bright sunny day today, so I got a little bit done out there, but I'm still recovering from all that water damage I had yesterday. I did a private live chat with my brother George earlier today. He doesn't seem to be as in good a shape as I am, but I can't walk and he can. Real slow he can walk. But he was his daughter and his little grandson was living with George, his house. And they kind of had a falling out about the way she was treating him like he was a little child or something. They had a falling out, so now he's living with his youngest daughter, Rachel, and she's a school teacher. She teaches what kind of kids you call them, that they're not bad kids, but they misbehave a lot. But Rachel, I remember her when she was about 2 years old, and George and his wife and the other kids was out visiting us from Virginia. We lived here in Ocala, and we was out at 4 Lake, and Rachel, she's a little bitty fella. She was in one of them tubes, just had a seat in it, and she could sit in it and just float. And she's bobbing around out there, just floating around, sleeping. I wished I had a video of that. But he's living with her now, and I can't hear on the phone, so I suggested to Rachel that I'm gonna send her a invitation to a private live stream with George, and that worked out pretty good. We talked about it, and there were some stories I've been telling that he never heard before. He was laying there, and I was telling him about the time Grandma stepped out that door, and he knowed exactly which door I'm talking about, and he knowed exactly, or he knew exactly the window I was talking about. When Grandma stepped out of that door in the middle of the night to take a pee. and I decided to pee the same time, but out the window upstairs, and that door, that window's right over the door that she was stepping out. He never heard that story before. He got tickled over that. But I might tell that story again. But yeah, I peed right on Grandma's head. And boy, she had fire in her eyes. She's coming up them steps. I was upstairs. And if Mama hadn't been there, I'd have got my tail tore up. Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he didn't know that story. He probably don't know a lot of these stories I'm telling. My arms are itching like crazy. I need to put some lotion on them. I wonder if that stuff here is, multi-symptom psoriasis relief cream. Maximum strength. Steroid free, fragrance free, but it doesn't say anything about. I'm gonna put a little bit on that arm just to see if it well, that's gone. See if it stops that from itching. My arms are itching like crazy. And you know what? It's already feeling better, so I'm gonna stick a little on the other arm, because it's itching worse than that one. You suppose. I'm just got a little piece in this video about a lady that she's probably around 30. She looks 30. She's probably an 80s baby. Or later than that. But she's got this old style wringer type washing machine. It's not like an automatic machine. It was like an automatic to us because we didn't know no better. But she was showing how to use it and everything, and she pretty much owned the money, but she was kind of off track on the rinsing cycle. She's got that all wrong. I mean, the way she done it, you can do it, but that's not the way you're supposed to do it. So I narrated it a little bit and then talking about the right way to do that. I'm not nitpicking or anything. It's just that wasn't the way you done it, and I made some comments about it. I'm not being picky. She can do it that way all she wants to, but she's just putting an extra step in there, and I don't think they get as thoroughly rinsed the way she's doing it. Is if you do it the way I'm suggesting, you'll see in there that well, I remember the time one of my brothers, Joe, he wasn't the youngest one, but he's the one that's a Vietnam veteran with Purple Heart and all that stuff, and he got his arm caught up in that wringer. I was within sight of it when it happened. It could have been my fault. I might have been supposed to watching him. And I mean, it bruised his arm a little bit, but them ringers, they'll pop loose after a certain amount of pressure, you know, and you got a release on there so you can pop real quick and all that stuff. But yeah, no punch intended to the lady. She's got that machine, and she don't really have any first-hand experience like I do, where that's just the way we did it. And by the time she was born, everybody had automatic washers and dryers and all that stuff. When we were using them machines, when you got done with the wash and got it rinsed and everything and run it through the wringers, got the water squeezed out, you went out and hung it on the clothesline with clothespins. And if it started coming to rain, you had to run out real quick and get them off the line. And back then, we didn't have no advance warnings about rain and stuff like you do now. I can pull up my weather right now. Matter of fact, I'm looking at my computer. I can pull that up, and no, I hit the wrong button. There, now I'm hitting the right button, and I can click on my radar, and I can see right now, instantly, whether there's any rain clouds around, and it's clear blue sky. Of course, it's night, so the sky ain't gonna be so blue, but there's no rain around, so I know I can hang out clothes if that was the case. But back then, you didn't have that. Back then, we just barely had black and white TV. But let me shut that off. I don't want to be eating up no more data than I do. But been many a time Mama would have her clothes when we lived in Norfolk, Virginia, before her and Daddy got divorced. She'd hang clothes out there, and we lived real close to the train tracks, 500 feet. And I mean them big monster steam engines come by just bellowing out that black smoke and cinder. And of course, getting all over your clothes and everything. And she'd hear a train coming, boy, she would come running to get them clothes off of the clothesline. And also she'd do that when she thought it was going to start raining and stuff. So things were a lot different then. But anyway, that's the gist of my video today. And to that lady, no pun intended, I'm still gonna try to send her a message in case she happens to see this where I use some of her video. I wasn't making fun or anything. I was just telling her and anybody else how we did it and what I think is the proper way to do it. I could be wrong. There may be a better way, but I don't think so, because I've been there and I've done that. But anyhow, folks, I don't know if I got a story today or not. Well, I guess that was a story, wasn't it? But I'll catch you. I have noticed some of these videos these folks are doing on here about these wringer type washing machines that they pretty much got the right idea about it, but they're young enough. They really don't have that, been there, done that knowledge. They pretty much got it right, but there's some certain things in there that they're doing that's just not right. Now, as far back as I can remember, and I'm talking in the 40s and 50s, they're saying this is 60s model. Well, these machines might be 60s models, but they're not, we were using these things in the 40s. And my mama used this every Saturday. She would do a wash, and she would only do once a week. So folks, I don't claim to know or be an expert on any of this stuff, but I have been there. I have done that. I have had to help do that. So I know what the procedures are and everything. And later on in this video, this lady does everything pretty much right except when it comes to the rinse cycle. These machines, they work like this. You got a hose, you fill it up with water. Hot water, cold water, whatever you prefer, and you turn that thing on. It's not automatic. It doesn't turn itself on and off automatically. You turn it on, you wash. You know, it sits there and it agitates. And then when you get done long enough, you know that it's washing, you know, and you can see the water getting dirty and everything. Then it's got a pump on there that you can pump the water. You got a hose that you can hook over in your kitchen sink. And you turn that pump on, it pumps all the water out. Then, to rinse, this is what she's doing wrong in here. To rinse, you fill it back up with water, with clean water. And you turn it on, you let it agitate. And then, when you get done with that, you run it through the wringer, and let's see, I'm trying to remember exactly how you did it. You rinse it. You don't wring it out on the rinses. You just fill it up, turn the agitator on, and then drain it. And the way she's doing this is a little bit wrong. She's got another container sitting down there full of water, clean water, and she's rinsing in that. When actually you can rinse in the tub, you don't have to do it like she's doing it. She just puts a step in there that's not necessary. And I noticed in this one here, her rollers in there, they're pretty much wore out. They get all wrinkled and cracked and everything. But to rinse that, you fill it up with clean water, turn on the agitator, then drain the water out, and then fill it up again with the clean water in the tub and let it out. Usually you rinse twice. And then on that last cycle, when you're running it through the wringers, you're running it into something. You don't have to run it into something you're going to rinse again. You run it into wherever you want it, and just do it that way. But you'll see what I'm talking about, how she's doing it. I mean, she's got pretty good notion. I mean, it's pretty simple, but there's simple ways to do it and everything. But she doesn't show. She doesn't show the process of filling it up with water and the like. This is the cycle right here. I believe she's washing. She puts her clothes in. There goes the detergent. And back in the day, we didn't have that liquid detergent. We had, like Tide, the granulated stuff. I'm noticing too in her water here as she's going through this washing cycle, that water's awful black. What is causing that water to be that so dirty? Now, she may be adding water there, I'm not sure. Okay, now here she's pretty much on track. Here she'll be running it through the wash cycle. But when she gets done with the wash cycle, this is where she kind of gets off track. You can do all these procedures that she's doing on here in that one piece of equipment, in that tub. You don't have to have another basket sitting down on the floor and all that stuff, and you don't have to rinse your wash by running it through the wringer. That's just a waste of time. There she's moved it over there, and now she'll run those clothes. That water's awful black, but she will run that water, the clothes, through the wringer on the rinse cycle. And what she should be doing is turning the pump on and completely draining the tub, and then refilling it, and then run it through the agitation cycle again. Most people rinse twice, but she's not doing that. What she's doing, she's going to run them dirty clothes out of that. Well, the clothes are not dirty now, they wash, but she's going to run them through the wringer and put it into the rinse. Whereas she should be already drained the tub with the clothes in it and refill it, turn the agitator on, and then run it. Then if you want to do the second rinse, drain it, refill it, and then when you drain it on that second rinse, then you run it through the wringer into something dry. You don't want that getting it ready for the clothesline. You didn't have dryers back then. But see, what she's doing, she's running it into a tub. You don't need that. You just need the one you're in. Now, that's just not the way it was done. Of course, I blame that. She probably hadn't thought it completely through. She's got this idea about how it was done, which is, I mean, you could do it that way, but you just don't need you don't need that tub of water right there, where the spigot's at and everything. You need to completely do it in the tub, rinse it in the tub, agitate it, and it gets it more clean. It gets more of the dirty water out of the clothes by running it through the agitator instead of you sitting there doing it by hand. If you get what I mean, I mean, it's no big deal, but that's just the way we done it back in the day when that's how we did it. We didn't have And this was considered an automatic washer because you didn't have to do it the old style in pots and stuff. But you know, she can do it that way. But that's just not the way. That's not the way we done it in the day. And back in the day, I've known people to get their fingers and arms into them ringers. Now them ringers will pop loose at a certain pressure, so it ain't like it would be a disaster getting your hand. My brother got his arm in there. Joe, he got his arm in there twice just playing with the wash machine when Mama wasn't watching. And he got his arm in there twice. But you can hit that, there's a release on that thing, you'll see it here in a minute. You can hit that release and it'll pop it up, and you can, of course you can reach on that handle that's on the side there, you can turn it on and off. Now see what she's doing now? She's doing the rinse in the clothes. That don't get all the stuff out doing it like as well as it will if you have it in the tub where all that black water's at now. That should be clean water in there. You can refill and drain them things right there. That machine has a pump on it. But then she's running it in a basket down there. You don't need that basket. You need that basket on the completed rinse, which that is a completed rinse, but you're doing it just kind of backwards of what you would normally do it. And these machines are pretty simple, you know. You can clean it and everything. It's got the little screw on top that you can pull the agitator loose. They're pretty simple to operate, pretty simple to clean. And I would love to have one, they got a smaller one. I would love to have a smaller one that I could use in the bathroom. But you can see now her ringers are pretty much wore out. See how they're wrinkled up and everything? They've done a many a washing. Done a many a washing in that thing. But that's just my take on, that's one of them, been there, done that. I know pretty much the procedure and everything, because we always had to help Mama when she was doing that. But they were pretty unique machines back in the day, that's just the way things was. Didn't have a dryer, still had to hang your clothes out there on that clothesline. And I remember many a time Mama hanging her clothes out there on the clothesline, and then here's come a big train down the railroad track spitting out all that soot and smoke and getting on her clothes. Alright guys, I guess that's my story today, and I'm sticking to it. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. GoPro stopped recording.